Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing this evening? It's a little bit earlier in the evening. It is 7:24 p.m. and I have felt like crap all day today. I woke up with a severe migraine. I canceled my personal training appointment. I literally have felt like I was going to vomit the majority of the day. I don't know what is going on. It's just like my head has just been pounding all day. And I took some Motrin. It didn't really help. And then I ran out of Motrin, so I just ran to Meijer to get more Motrin. But since I just took it, I have to wait. Well, I took it like an hour ago. And then I also got these little notebooks, because I'm obsessed with these little notebooks. These are what I was talking about. I love these little notebooks that have the rings at the top. I use them, I take notes on all kinds of stuff, like favorite movies, favorite books, stuff like that. And so I have a bunch of these little notebooks around the house. I got 3 more of them. These are actually kind of nicer. I think these were $1 a piece or $1.29 a piece. But they're a little bit nicer. They're like hard stock on the outside. And then I bought 2, where are they? Little romantic Halloween cards for Alex. Because of course Halloween is the most romantic of holidays. So I got him those. And then, is that it? I think that's it. So yeah, that's that. And I got up today, I just have not felt great. Even right now, it feels like it's kind of like sitting like right here. I feel like I'm gonna throw up. I just feel, ugh. So, yeah, that's been my day. I got up, I just kind of was moping around the house, took the dogs out and stuff. It's been real cloudy today. It looks like it's gonna like pour down rain outside, but I don't think there's any rain forecasted. It's really cloudy outside. It's cold. It's 50 degrees right now. Maybe I'm getting sick, although I don't feel like I'm getting sick. I just feel like, I guess I am I feel like a little warm, but it's hot in here too. I have the heat on. And then I went and I was getting so cabin feverish. I was like, I've got to get out of this house. I've got to get some stuff done. And so I filmed my video for my Peter Monn channel. And then I fed Pee-Pee earlier, because I'm trying to feed him earlier to see if he'll eat more throughout the day, and he just was not having his dinner. He didn't like it. And then I went and did my review video. I reviewed this s'mores shake and cinnamon muffin from Arby's. And then what did I do after that? And then I went to, let me turn this, because I don't want it to start playing my book. Sometimes when I turn this off, it starts playing my book. That I'm listening to at the moment, and I didn't want, sometimes, like, if I'm not paying attention on my, like, radio thing, it'll start playing my book, and then it, like, when I get back on it, like, is, like, 5 chapters ahead, and I'm like, oh, where was I? So I did my review video, and, what else did I do? I went and got coffee. I just got my coffee. That might be part of why, too. Like, I didn't get my coffee until, like, 5 o'clock, and, then I came home and I uploaded my video on my Peter Monn channel. I started uploading, well, I got my vlog up too. I forgot to put my Peterisms video up yesterday, so I finally put that up today, that I had filmed yesterday. And then, I got my vlog up as well. I put it up early today. And then I, got my Peter Monn video done, which also had a sponsorship. I had a sponsorship yesterday for Adam and Eve, and then I did a sponsorship today with Manscaped, which I totally love that razor. Like, this is, you guys can go use my code over there. It's all linked below my video from today. But this is not sponsored by Manscaped, but I think my code is like Monn20 or something like that. But so it's funny that I got this sponsorship because I like used Rich Lux's code to buy it like 2 months ago, to buy this razor, because I'm always looking for like a new razor. And this is like specifically a razor for manscaping. If you know, I think most people know what manscaping is, you know, keeping your body clean and things like that. And if you're a woman that has a boyfriend or a husband out there, or a boyfriend that has, a guy that has a boyfriend or a husband out there, you like your guys clean, you know what I'm saying? And so well, razors nick, and they, you know, like cut and things like that. Even like for my beard, they do. And so, you know, you want to have a razor that really works well. And so I was like, okay, supposedly this razor, you get your money back if it cuts you or anything like that. So I used, you know, Rich's discount code, and I went and I bought it. And, I love this razor. It's like this little razor, and it like is TSA approved, so you can put it on your carry-on, and you can use like a USB to charge it, so you don't have to carry some huge cord with you, and it's just really easy to travel with. And I was like, oh, I love this. And then they reached out to me, and they were like, do you want to do a sponsorship? And I was like, yeah. And I was like, I already have the product, so I totally believe in it. They sent me all these other products on top of it, which was really nice. I actually think the product that the one they sent to us, because we don't need 2 of them, I think that we might give it to like Carlos for Christmas or something, because it's a really nice, you know, like, razor for that. And I use it for down here too, and like right around here, to just keep my beard like, because it's so small that you can go in and you can kind of like sculpt how you want your beard to look. Where my other one, that's a brawn razor, I can't necessarily do that because it's so big. And I typically cut myself when I do that too. So yeah, you guys should go check that out. The code is underneath my video today. Then yesterday I did the Adam and Eve one. I don't think I have any other sponsorships right now, but that was kind of fun, you know, to get those. And let's see, what else? So I did that today. My head is just like throbbing. I'm supposed to do this video tomorrow with Josh from Starbucks, but I'm like, I hope if I wake up tomorrow and I don't feel great again, like I don't want to make a commitment to do it. I have to text him here in a little bit, because I don't want to make a commitment to doing it and then not feel good tomorrow. So then Alex was texting me because, so one of the people that Alex used to work for, that's also a good friend of his, moved to Florida and is like setting up stuff down there and whatever. And so she was asking if we could come down there, but it's like for 2 separate weekends that she would need us. And so she was asking if we could come down to Florida so he could help her with stuff like one day of each of the weekends. And so he was like, would you want to do that? And I was like, yeah. And one of them would be like next weekend that we would go to Miami, which I'm totally down for. Maybe I'll do a little meet and greet in Miami if I go down there. Would you guys like a little meet? Is anybody here from Miami? So, that would be next weekend, and then the other one would be in November, which if we did that, then that would mean that we can't go to visit Susie. But I'm thinking maybe about going to visit Susie, maybe more like in January anyway, and then we can go skiing, because Susie has a place on the mountain. I think it's in Breckenridge that she has had forever. She has like a house on the mountain, so we could go skiing too, which I think would be a lot of fun. So Alex and I were trying to figure that out today, like if we can, you know, book that and do that. We're gonna have to see. But we would stay with our friend, so she's like a gorgeous condo down there apparently. But I was like, if we do it, I would like to like one weekend stay in a hotel so we could, you know, kind of try out a new hotel. It would actually, I really want to stay in that one hotel, and that would be like a perfect weekend to do it, because we would just be down there for like, the first weekend we would just be down there for like 2 nights. So if we did it, we could just stay down there for 2 nights then, and then that wouldn't be bad. But we'll have to see. The other thing is I don't really want to board the dogs that long. So I don't know. We'll have to see what happens. But we might be going to Florida twice. Or he may go down there the first time, and I may go down there the second time with him. We'll just have to see. So that was kind of my day today. And I was like, you know, I think I'm going to vlog early because I still have not finished Adamsville. Last night, whenever I got done vlogging, I don't even remember what time I got up. I think I got up in the middle of the night and went out and vlogged, didn't I? Yeah. I wanted to finish listening to it, but by the time I got done, it was late, and I was going to get up for my training today, but I woke up and I was just like, I cannot go. My head is hurting me so bad. So, I didn't really listen to Now Entering Adamsville that much. I have like, I think an hour and 15 minutes now, or just at an hour or something. So I definitely want to finish that tonight, which is why I was like, I'm going to vlog a little bit earlier tonight and get all that stuff done. Did you guys enjoy my stories yesterday that I told on here, my little spooky stories and stuff? That was creepy, wasn't it? Maybe watch a Halloween movie tonight too. Family Video. I didn't even know Family Video was still around. It's so weird when you see like video stores like that. I didn't even know video stores still existed. Did you? I mean, Blockbuster's gone. That was like, I thought that was like the last video store that was still around. It's really weird whenever I, you know, like get a really, really bad migraine and then I take medicine for it to like go away, or I take the Motrin or the Aleve in the past when it worked, but it doesn't really work as much anymore. And I take it and it's like over a period of time, it like starts going away. Like I can feel it right now. It's crazy. It's kind of like a dissolving of the headache. It's like if your headache is like this, it's like it kind of starts going like this. And what's weird is I can start feeling like I was feeling like I was going to throw up, and it's kind of like starting to go down right now. So maybe it's like kicking in a little bit, but oh man. It just sucks when I feel this way, 'cause I just don't want to do anything. Like I just don't want to do anything. It's like my head, it's like all I want to do is just like lay in bed and just sit there with my eyes closed. It was funny because I got up today and I took the dogs out and I texted my trainer, and then I came back to bed and I reset my alarm. And usually the dogs are like, because they've slept all through, you know, like Pee-Pee, well, not Pee-Pee and Tucker stay up and play, but like at that point, you know, they had like 8 or 10 hours of sleep. Like they were, like Boo Radley is like ready to go. Like he's usually up and ready to go and, you know, be active. And Pee-Pee sleeps underneath, like once Alex leaves, he sleeps under his pillow, which is real cute. And so I woke up when my alarm went off, and they were like, none of them moved. Which, I know this is gonna sound crazy, but like with Pee-Pee, as sick as he is, when I wake up, like I always worry, like when I get up and Pee-Pee isn't like, you know, being loud and whatever, or not being loud, but like when he's not being active on the bed, like they usually get up and they start rolling around on their backs, like I showed that, you know, the other week. When Pee-Pee doesn't do that, I get worried, especially if it's a little bit later like it was today, because I'm like, okay, Pee-Pee is not being active, it's like, you know, did he not make it through the night? Like I always get a little worried, you know? And so like I pulled back the pillow and he was like just huddled in a little circle. I think it was because it was so cold this morning when I took them out. And I actually want to go up here. I used to play bingo off of here, and I want to see if this bingo hall still exists. I'm going to go up here and see if it still does. Do I turn here? It's off this street called Midhofer. I used to play bingo. If it's not the next one, it's this one. So I'm going to go up here to the next one and go and see if this bingo hall is still around. I used to love to play bingo back in the day. But anyway, they were like, they could have slept in all morning long. Like they were in no mood to get up this morning. It was so cute. They were like just sitting there like asleep. Boo Radley was like underneath the covers right next to me, and Pee-Pee was underneath the pillow, and Tucker rarely sleeps underneath the blankets unless it's really, really cold. And like I turn the fan right on me, so unless like the fan is like on it, he'll get underneath the blanket sometimes. But I think because he's got, you know, so much fur that he really doesn't usually ever do that. I feel like I'm always going on a wild goose. This is not it, because this one goes to Walmart. But I feel like I'm always on a wild goose chase on this channel. So I started playing bingo with my ex. We used to go, like, people think I go to the casino a lot now. My ex and I, we were at the casino a lot back in the day. We used to go to Caesars in southern Indiana, which is right by Louisville, Kentucky. It's now like Hollywood Casino, I think. I haven't been down there. I mean, I haven't been down there since he and I went down there. And so we would go down there a lot, and we would get comped rooms. So like 2 times a month, we would get comped hotel rooms. I think this is actually it right here. You can't turn left there, and that's not it anyway. Why did I feel like that was it? But we would get comped hotel rooms like 2 times a month. He would get like a coupon for one, and I would get a coupon for one, and it was like a free room on like Sunday through Thursday. Well, we worked Tuesday through Saturday, so it fit our schedule perfect. Is this Mid-Offer? I am not from this side of town, so I don't know. East side, Mid-Offer. So, we would either take our friend, Scotty, that passed away, like we would go to Seymour and we would stay down there like Saturday night. We would get like a hotel room at the Hampton Inn down there. It was fun. This was like, this was like, I don't know, this was like a different Peter Monn life, you know? So we would go down there on the weekend. We would stay on like a Saturday night, and we would hang out with our girlfriends, the ones that I went to the funeral with, and we would stay in the Hampton Inn. And then like if it was in the summer, we would go to like the Seymour City pool and go swimming, or we would go out and shoot pool that night. A little unknown fact, I'm like a diehard pool. I haven't in a long time, but back in the day, I could shoot pool like nobody's business, have my own pool stick and everything, with my own pool stick carrier. I do, you can get them at Walmart, but I had a really good one, and we both did. So we would go shoot pool at this bar called O'Brien Street in Seymour, and then we would hang out with them. We'd go out to dinner, and then we'd go around. We'd go see friends. We'd go to the Walmart. It was fun. It was like, that's what we would do. And then we would stay on Sunday until Sunday, and then we would like, if we were in Indianapolis and we didn't go down there, then on like Sunday we would like go pick up our friend Scotty, or we would get like my mom, and we would go to Caesars, and we would stay there on Sunday night, and we would check in early, and we would go swimming in the pool. They had a beautiful pool down there, and then we would go eat the buffet and everything, and then we would go gamble like late in the night, and then when we were done gambling, we would get deli food like cheeseburgers, and we would bring it back to the room, and we would all sit there and, you know, watch a movie and stuff. It was really fun. And sometimes we took my mom. Very rarely did we take my mom, like maybe, I don't know, once every couple months. But she just didn't, my mom didn't love gambling. She thought it was a waste of time and money. And but she liked the experience of going swimming, and, you know, we would get in the hot tub and all that kind of stuff. She loved all that. So, and she loved the buffet. She loved the buffet. She'd be like, can I take food back home from the buffet? I'm like, no, Mom. So anyway, I don't know why I thought Mid-Offer took me to this bingo hall, but I guess it doesn't. So anyway, so I have actually never vlogged in this area where I am right now. So maybe this is the bingo hall up here on the left. I just don't remember this. So then we, I worked with this woman at the time, and I became really close friends with her. We were both sober together. And so her girlfriend and I, or her girlfriend, she and her girlfriend and my ex and I, we would sometimes go like to, we would like meet up with our friends that lived in Seymour, and we would go to like what do you call them? Like county fairs and stuff like that. And sometimes we would go, you know, to the casino, because they like to gamble too, but not always. But they really liked to go to the bingo hall. So we would go to the bingo hall, and bingo halls on Sundays, well, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday nights are like big bingo hall nights. But we would go, I feel like I have passed it by. It used to be by this Burger King. I feel like it was right here, and now it's not here. Maybe it's just because whenever I talk to people and they're like, do you ever play bingo? And I always say I used to play at the bingo hall for Mid-Offer, and they're like, oh, I know what you're talking about. But I feel like I'm way, like, the 42nd and Mid-Offer is too far, I think. So anyway, we would go to the bingo hall. It's not up here. This is too far away. We would go to the bingo hall, and we would play. My ex was totally into those pull tabs. If you don't know what I'm talking about, like when you go to the bingo hall, they have these things called, they're pull tabs. They look like lottery tickets, but they're not. I wonder if it's up there. It can't be that far. I don't feel like it was that far. Was it though? I'm gonna have to go up to the next intersection. I shouldn't have turned around. But they have these things called pull tabs, and they walk around and they're like, Golden Mountain, Golden Mountain, Daddy's baby, Daddy's baby. And they're these pull tabs, right? And they're like $1 a pull tab. And then they have these cards, and then you like pull your thing, like your tabs on them. There's like 6 tabs or 5 tabs, I don't know. But anyway, you pull them on there, and then it'll like, if you have like the matching numbers to what matches on there, then you win like the pull tab thing. This is not it. I don't know where I just went. I think am I in Irvington? There's no way. Yeah, this is not it. No, this is totally it. It's right here. There's where the Burger King used to be. Oh my God, I cannot believe it. Oh, the bingo hall is gone. This was it. It was right here. This is where the bingo hall used to be. Look at this. And there, I'm gonna show you because the Burger King was right over there. Down. See, you can even see in there where it was the bingo hall. This is where the entrance to the bingo hall was. Oh, I can't believe it. God, I am so good lately with all of this kind of stuff. Did I not tell you it is right where there used to be a Burger King? Well, this Burger King is now a gas station. But if you look, you can tell that it used to be a Burger King. Do you see? It's right here. See? Look, that used to be a Burger King, but now it's not a Burger King. And then here, I'm gonna pull through here, you can see when I drive past, this whole building was a bingo hall. And when you look in, you can see, it's like all gated up in here. It looks like, I'm not sure why it's all gated up. But when you look in, you can see that it used to be like a bingo hall. Do you see? Here, you can see back in here. All of that back in there. It's like somebody's selling their wares, but all of that used to be a bingo hall back in there. So anyway, and it just said, there's a huge sign out here. Now it says Plaza, but, or Urbana, Plaza Urbana, but up there it used to say bingo hall. It's like this huge sign that said bingo hall. And you would go in, and to the left, you would buy your cards, right? And one set of cards was like, it was like $26, I think. It wasn't. Like, you would think that it was like really expensive to play bingo, but it wasn't. It was like 12 something, or maybe it was 20 something, or maybe we played 2 cards. I think we played 2 cards. Bingo goes so fast, so like back in the day, like I played bingo a lot. We would play every other Sunday or something like that, or maybe on the weekends if we were in town. So you go in, well, first of all, he would play the pull tabs. Our friends would play the pull tabs. My ex would go through hundreds of dollars on his pull tabs, and he would win. Like, we would leave with like $1,000. And so if we left on like a Saturday or Sunday night with $1,000, he was like, we're going to the casino. So we would sometimes like leave the bingo hall, and then we would like drive to Southern Indiana. We used to have so much fun doing all that kind of crap. We would drive to Southern Indiana, and we would pick up our friend along. We'd call him on the way and be like, we're going to the casino. Come on, we're going to stay overnight. Okay, true story. Did not even know that it had stopped. But anyway, so we would go and, because my ex would want to go down and see if he could, like, you know, like double his money or whatever. So we would go and we'd pick up our friend, and then we would just get a hotel room there for the night. Typically, if we went to the casino, because we went to that casino down there a lot. Do I want this one, or do I want the next street? I think I want the next street. Oh, please don't tell me that I got myself lost. I think I want the next street. I don't know what this is. There's no street sign. I don't know which one I want. Okay, I'm just gonna go forward. And we're gonna see. I had this friend of mine back in the day. And when I would say, do we go straight? He'd say, always forward, never straight. Anyway, I feel like this is wrong. 56th Street. I think I want it to be on Pendleton. Yeah, this is wrong. Damn it. Oh, well. I'm lost, so I guess I'll get my way out of this and find my way out. But back in the day, so we would go down there, and then my ex would play like dollar machines, and he would win and lose and win and lose and all this kind of stuff. And what am I doing here? Like, this is crazy. I don't know what the I don't know what the F I'm doing, but I am like so like confused. Okay, I gotta go this way. So anyway, we would go down there, and then Scotty and I would play Double Diamond Run, and it was this penny game, and like I think the max bet was like 90 cents. And we would sit there for hours and play this Double Diamond Run, and it was this stupid game, and it was just like it just was stupid. And it was like an old school, you know, like sevens and bar and stuff like that. But then it would have these things that said Double Diamond Run on it. And if you got the bonus, and it like played this music anyway. And I mean, we never won a whole lot, but we were always like solid, like, you know, like $90 to $120. We were always in there. And then we would just sit there. And back in the day, they don't really do this at casinos anymore, but like they would just like bring, you know, drinks and drinks and drinks. And so we would be like, where's the soda pop lady? Where's the soda pop lady? And stuff like that. And then we would go and get cheeseburgers and go back to the room, and we would watch some, you know, on-demand movie. And we would get Scott, you know, Scotty had his room and we had our room. It was fun. We had such a good time back in those days. But, I hope I'm going the right way. I think I am. So yeah, and then my friend of mine, my husband is texting me, probably about this Florida thing. My friend and I, we would go sometimes on Monday nights, and we would play at the Moose Lodge in Noblesville. And he even wanted to like be a caller at this thing. And so when you go in, you like go and you buy your tickets. And they also, like back in the day at the bingo hall that I just went to, they had like you could buy the dabbers there. I used to have so many dabbers of my own. They have dabber carriers. Okay, people, true story, if you have never played bingo before, you know, like you've seen on Roseanne where everybody, did you ever see the Roseanne episode where she becomes like obsessed and addicted to bingo, and people have the trolls out and stuff? People, true story, do have like their good luck charms out there. I mean, like, that is not a joke. People do, and you don't mess with them. People are very, very, very serious about their bingo game. And so we would buy our dabbers, and they had glitter dabbers and every color dabber you would want. I had all these dabbers in my car at one point. So anyway, then you buy your pieces of paper and whatever, and then they have, oh my God, they have food. The best food in the entire world at the bingo halls. And I need to pull over so I can read this text from my husband. So, well, at the bingo hall in Noblesville, they have, the first time I ever went with my friend, okay, so when you're sober, you're always looking for fun stuff to do that's sober, like this, right? Okay, you can still have some fun, but anyway, so, I feel like I'm going like a weird kind of way or something, like I'm going back the other way, I don't know. But anyway, so he was so excited about bingo, and I remember we would get these big fountain pops. I mean, literally, that were like big size fountain pops there, and you would pay like $1. They're super cheap. Food at the bingo hall was super cheap. So you pay like $1 for a fountain pop with unlimited, like, you know, refills. And then, I gotta pull over so I can see what he's saying. And then you got all the free popcorn you wanted. So like the big popcorn machine, right? So people would eat popcorn, but then you could order food too. And I remember I was so excited because it's like the worst kind of like bar, like fried food in the entire world. It's like I got like fried okra and fried mushrooms and all this kind of stuff. And I remember my friend was like, I can't believe you're getting all that food. I was like, I'm so hungry. I got like a grilled cheese too. And he was like, aren't you gonna wait? Back in the day, I used to get cheeseburgers, and they would come out and they would like have these girls would carry around these trays of like chocolate cake, and they go, chocolate cake, $1, chocolate cake, $1. And they would just walk around the bingo hall, and people would just be like that. And it was like big pieces of chocolate cake and fountain pops. And then they walk around, they go, pecan pie, pecan pie. You guys, it's hilarious, okay? And so it just was so much fun. So anyway, my friend and I, a couple years ago, we used to go to the bingo hall in Noblesville, like I was saying. And I remember the first time we went, I got like a basket of fried okra, a basket of like fried mushrooms, all this kind of stuff, right? French fries, onion rings. And because it was like literally like $2 for a basket of fried okra. That was like a huge basket of fried. If you've never had fried okra, you have not lived. Okay, first of all, let me just tell you, for fried mushrooms. My thing right now is I'm really, you guys listen, Peter needs to get back on the Optavia. But a true story, I am so into the fried pickles right now dipped in ranch. Oh my God, they are so good. Okay, and I'm seeing them at like all these restaurants now are having them. I also really like sweet potato fries. But so we went there and he goes, I can't believe you got all this food. He goes, you didn't even wait till the intermission. And I go, well, what's the intermission? And he goes, oh my God, the bake sale. And I go, what? And he goes, the intermission is the bake sale. He goes, watch. He goes, they'll start setting it up like 10 minutes before, 15 minutes before the intermission. And he goes, when they announce the intermission, they'll say the bake sale is open, and literally everybody in this place will go over to the bake sale, okay? So what it is that everybody that comes to this place, like, I think if you bring something, you can get your cards for half off or something. So like if you bring like baked goods to sell, you get like your cards to play for half off or whatever, right? So they have this huge bake sale, and it's everything from lemon bars and pumpkin pie to, you know, gingerbread cookies and chocolate chip cookies. I'm thinking gingerbread cookies because when we went the last time, it was around Christmas time. And I think he got out of there with like four poinsettias. He won like 4 poinsettias because they were giving away like $100 and a poinsettia of your choice if you won the coverall and stuff like that. My friend won so much. And he was going to come back and be a caller. And if you were a caller, 1 week, you got all your food for free and you got your game for the next week for free too. That's why he wanted to be a caller. So anyway, and he was so excited about it, but I don't know if he ever did. I think he did do calling or something. I did the calling one time. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like B6, you know, Betty's little bell, B6. He wanted to do all that and come up with the funny stuff for saying it. He's hilarious. But anyway, so I remember like we went to this bake sale and I was so bitter because by the time that I got to this bake sale up there, like everything good was gone. Bingo's fun, but like people take it real seriously. Like I was so confused the last time I went because I hadn't gone, and so, well, the last time I started going to the Moose Lodge, we went a couple times, but the first time that I'd gone to the Moose Lodge, I hadn't been to the bingo hall, and it had been like 10 years, right? Like 9 or 10 years. So some of these games are like, you know, postage stamp, corners only, and you're like, what is a postage stamp, corners only, no free space, left and middle? And I'm like, and they say it, and then they start putting the free ones on the board, and they just, like this. It's this quick, right? And people are dabbing them down, and all of a sudden, before you know it, somebody's like, bingo, and I'm like, what just happened? I don't even know what game I'm on, let alone what game I'm playing. So he's trying to explain it to me, and I'm like asking these women, and of course, you know me, I talk to everybody around me, why wouldn't you, you know? Like in a setting like that, I don't have a lot of social anxiety. I'm just like, I'm stupid, so just, you know, whatever. And these women were like real serious, like the whole time they're like dabbing it and they're talking about it, and they're like, well, you know, Jenny really wanted to be in figure skating, but it's really expensive. And she's like, yeah, our kids were in figure, and they're like talking, and I'm like asking them questions, and they're about like the game, and they're like not having it. They're like, this is our night away from our husbands, can you leave me alone? Oh, the other thing is, people actually, like women have purses that have dabber holes on the side of them. Oh my God, they do though. And they have like where they can keep their dabbers on the side and stuff like that. So yeah. Back in the day, when we would go, you could smoke in the bingo halls, and so you would walk in and literally like 4 feet in the air, it would just be like this wave of smoke, but now you can't smoke in the bingo halls. So you have to go outside, and literally on the intermission, after everybody hits up the cookies at the bake sale, they all go outside and smoke. So it's like 30 people like hit the bake sale and then hit the cigarette smoke outside. Okay, let's see what my husband is saying. He went over to Sarah's tonight. They're having pizza, and now he's planning a trip for us to Florida. I'm like, well, let me... I told him I would look at Lights and stuff when I got home. What happened to the light in here? That's weird. Where's the light with my camera? Oh, there, it came back on. I told him I would look at lights and stuff when I got home in hotel rooms. And all that jazz. Do you know I've never seen the movie or the play Chicago? I was just telling my friend tonight on the phone, I was like, because I'm an influencer, you know, I was like, I so swear by this lip balm, this coffee caffeinated lip balm that you can get at Treat Beauty. It is so fantastic, you guys. I was like, you have to get some of this. It's the best in the entire world. I need to call him PP's an April. He's almost out of it. Poor little guy is on 4 medications. He is so good now. Let me just tell you that when so I pick him up and I put him on the counter. And when I give him his medication, I just put it, like, you have to put it on the back of the tongue, and then he closes his mouth, and then he swallows it. And then with, like, the 2 smallest ones, I put him on the counter, and I put Cheese Whiz on it, and he licks it up, and then I, like, you know, give him a treat, and I spray everything down. Well, the 3 small ones, that's what I do. But the Vet Medin is too big. It's, like, that big, and he won't just, like, eat it with cheese. And then I give him a treat to, like, wash it down, so I make sure that, like, you know, he eats it and stuff. He's so good. When I give him the Vet Medin, he is so sweet, you guys. He fought us for a long time on it, but now, like, when we put him up there, he kind of knows that it's time for his medicine, I think. And I'll go, come on, PB, get your medicine, then you get a treat. And so I put him on the counter. He's so sweet. I hold him with, like, one hand, and I do the other one, you know, with the pill. And, like, he kind of, like, now he kind of, like, goes and opens. You guys, it's so sweet. He, like, opens his mouth for it. And the vet told us that's what we had to do. We had to pill him like that because it can't be crushed and stuff, so he has to eat it like that. And he doesn't fight it at all. Sometimes, like, he'll look at the Cheese Whiz and he's like, I'm not eating this today. Like, I just don't want it. Oh, I know what I was gonna do when I was at Meijer earlier. I was gonna get some Parmesan cheese or something because he just does not like his food. He just will not eat it. He, like, even today, like, ran downstairs to see if, like, Boo Radley and Tucker, like, had their food in their crate. Because I think he was seeing, like, if they had their food to eat. He was pissed that he didn't, you know. Whatever. And all that jazz. It's a still night. It's now 48 degrees. It feels late. It feels late because I'm always vlogging so late, but it is not. It's 8:05 p.m., so it's still early. I'm usually tired, but I think because I rested, and now my head is starting to feel better, so that's good. I'm usually tired, you know, around 9 or 10, so I just go. But I think because I kind of rested around the house today, I'm not, because my head was hurting so bad. If I get home, though, and PP hasn't eaten his dinner, I may have to give him some of Boo and Tucker's food, because the little guy's got to eat. I need to go buy some more stew for him, so... Have Alex and I ever gone to play bingo? I feel like we haven't. Oh, no, but you know what we did do is Melissa, you know, Melissa does all this dog rescue stuff. So this, like, one organization she worked for, she did this fundraiser for Valentine's Day. I think I actually vlogged that on here. And they did bingo. And oh my God, Melissa had great prizes for that. I got like I won like a $50 gift card for half price books. It was like 30 or 50, I can't remember. For half price books, and like all of the money, so she would like go and get like donations from places, so all of the, you know, the prizes were free for her, for the people donated it, right? So like half price books donated like a $30 or $50 gift card, and then like whatever, like we had to buy well, we had to buy, like, to get in there that day, plus, like, the food, and then, it was at this restaurant called District Tap, which is in close to where we live, and then, you had to buy boards to play bingo, and whatever I think that's how it was. Like, if it was, like, $20 to play bingo or something like that, that $20 went to the proceeds, or went to, like, raising money for the organization. And the prizes were unbelievable, and there were so many people. It was like sold out. It was so many people. Melissa is she's so good at fundraising, and so because she got all these amazing prizes and stuff. Alex got like a really good gift card. I can't remember what his was. His was like a $150 gift card for like a Visa gift card or something. Oh. Fun though. We did that like 2 years in a row. I don't think she does much for that organization anymore. She's doing more for another organization now, which like raises money for it's for like people that can't afford. The organization she works for now is not so much rescues. She still does rescues, but the one that she like does a lot of stuff for is more about like raising money for people that like can't get like vet exams and food for their animals and shots and things like that. And so they assist with all of that, which I think is fantastic. Melissa sits on the board of like 3 of these things, and she's like super, super involved. She loves doing all that stuff. She kind of like though it's interesting to me that she sits on the boards. I mean, she sits on the boards because she gives so much time, and then that's kind of how she gets into it. But it's interesting to me because she's definitely more of like a hands-on kind of person. Like when you're talking to her about it, it's not like she like goes and sits on a board and has like a meeting. Like she does do that stuff, but it's like if you go to her house, like she's forever done this. I should bring her on and have her talk about it sometime, but she's forever done this. It's like a food bank, but it's more than that. It's like this huge store, and they basically like give everything free away, and it's like clothing and food and all this kind of stuff, but it's like brand new stuff. It's not like old stuff. They don't take like donations of clothes. They do like she got like Alex helped her with this one. It was like hundreds of toothbrushes. They got like all these toothbrushes, all this toothpaste, like brand new stuff. Alex helped her with that. And then it was like socks. They needed socks. And so she got like it was like Dick's Sporting Goods or Finish Line or something donated her something like 500 pairs of like tube socks. And so we went to her house one day, and she had all this stuff like sitting out on her dining room table, and they were putting together these packages that they were like winter care packages for people. And then like they give all this stuff away, and then like once a week, like people can come and you can get like 4 sandwiches. You can pick up the pack of the week of whatever it is, which it might have like toothbrush, toothpaste, deodorant, all this kind of stuff in it. Melissa's really active with that organization. I think it's a great organization, and it's for people that are like really low income or homeless. And then there's also like coupons in there for like free food and like groceries and stuff like that, so that you can go get stuff so that people can pick out what they want as well. You know, I think one of the things that's interesting when you talk about like food pantries or working with the homeless and whatever, was like this was such a big part of when I was getting my social work degree, that we talked so much in there about, you know, the need to start where the client is at, first of all, but then also in meeting the client where the client's at, but also the humanizing of the client, you know, that you don't just see them as the homeless. I mean, these are human beings, right? That like every story is completely different of how they ended up the way that they ended up, you know, like nobody dreams. I hope one day when I grow up that I'm going to be like homeless and having to go to a food pantry to feed my kids. Like people don't like, you know, hope that way. But I think that sometimes we forget that each of these people out there, and it could be any of us. Like, I mean, it really could be any of us. You know, I remember in graduate school, and this was, when did I graduate? I graduated in 99. So 20 years ago I graduated. God, that's weird. So, you know, this was 20 years ago, before like healthcare, you know, is the way that it is today. I mean, it was a completely different world, but the majority of these case studies that we would read about how people had gotten homeless, many of them had gotten homeless because of medical bills. They had these, you know, unbelievable medical bills. My mother was in ICU for between 6 and 8 weeks. Her hospital bill came to $298,000, okay? And that was for like 6 weeks of intensive care. And that was she was basically like just an intensive care because like she was, you know, comatose, and she was like, you know, in a feeding tube and things like that. But it wasn't like they were running tests on her every day. I mean, it wasn't like she had, you know, $5,000 of tests over here and $10,000 worth of tests over here. Yes, they did a lot of that, but the majority of it was just, you know, sustainable living kind of thing at that point. And she needed to be in ICU. Some people, I'm sure, that are in ICU for much longer than that have $1 million bills. How do you pay that? I will never forget this. I will never, as long as I live, forget this. I've told this story once or twice on here. So the day that my mom passed away, well, so my aunt helped set this up, but my mother never believed in privatized healthcare, okay? You know, my mother, she's a huge liberal. She didn't believe in privatized healthcare. She wasn't going to pay out of her pocket for private healthcare. She just wasn't. She didn't believe in it. And my dad and my aunt, everybody would be like, you're so stupid, you know, blah, 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 whatever. But she was... so my mom was 64 and a half when she passed away. So she was like, well, when I'm 65, I can get Medicare and whatever. I think you can get it at 63 and a half, but she didn't have it. So my aunt got her on HIP, which in Indiana is called Hoosier Insurance Plan. And it's for people that can't afford to have health care and they don't make enough money in a year or whatever, right? So my mom was on this HIP program because at the time that my mom died, like the 2 years before that, she hadn't worked. So, and it wasn't like she had tons of money sitting around. And so she was, you know, appropriate for this HIP program. So the per cap of that HIP program is $300,000 a year. Like a week after my mom passed away, I got a note from the HIP program, like that said, because, you know, they had sent her bill through, that said you have $2,000 remaining that you can use for the rest of this, you know, year. Because she had used $298,000 of the $2,000. I will never forget. I got this call. Oh, it's going to stop. Hold on. Okay, I got this call the day that my mom passed away, and it was from the financial department of the hospital. And mind you, the hospital that my father had worked at and helped build for 35 years, okay? And so I went down there to meet with this woman. I've been at the hospital at this point. So I was just so over being at the hospital. If you've ever gone through that, it's like you almost don't even feel like a human being anymore. It's like it's so draining, it's so emotional, and you just, you know, and you're constantly talking. People are constantly coming to visit. People are constantly saying this, saying that. You know, and I knew it was the last day, and it just was like, I just was overwhelmed with emotion that day and whatever. And this woman, I'll never forget seeing her office. No humanity in her heart whatsoever. She was just cold-hearted, you know what. And she goes, well, you know, we need to figure out a way that we're going to settle this bill. How are you going to settle this bill? And I looked at her and I go, excuse me? And she goes, your bill has come, you know, your mother's bill, blah, blah, blah. So here was the deal, okay? I was the executor of my mother's estate, okay? I was her guardian. That had been legally changed while my mother was in a coma. So her bill was now my responsibility, okay? This is how people get homeless, and you don't think it can happen. It can happen to you if you have kids or whatever, right? Or elderly parents that you're responsible for. I looked at her and I said, my mother has this HIP plan. She goes, well, we don't accept HIP. I don't even know. My aunt, she got on the phone. My aunt had like done work with Governor Mitch Daniels at the time or something. I don't know what happened, but my aunt was so infuriated. She got on the phone and somehow it was taken care of. I don't know how. I know my dad did not get involved. My dad was like, I cannot get involved, you know, because of working at the hospital. So my aunt was the one that got it taken care of. Hold on a second. Okay, hold on. So I looked at this woman and I was like, okay, well, what do you want me to do? I said, she has the HIP plan. Like, it's going to cover it. Well, we don't take the HIP plan. And I go, yes, you do. They told me that you do. Because with the way she was admitted and stuff, like, she was admitted not through the emergency room. Like, she came in through the emergency room and then they admitted her a different way. And that way they took the HIP plan, and they knew that when they admitted her, and that was why she was admitted that way. So anyway, it was like a referral, if that makes sense. So, she was like, well, she was like, needless to say, we need to settle this bill, and we need to settle this bill today. And I go, excuse me? I said, do you know that my mother is upstairs right now and she's dying, like, as we speak, you know? And I can't even remember the exact words I said. And she goes, well, we need to settle this bill today. Would you like to set up a payment arrangement? And I go, excuse me? She goes, would you like to set up a payment arrangement? And I go, a payment arrangement for $298 whatever $1,000? And I just looked at her and she goes, yeah, we need to set up she just kept on going. I was like so through. I stood up and I slammed the chair up against her desk and I said, you can go F yourself. I said, my mother is dying today. You can go F yourself. And I stormed out of that room. I was so furious. I don't know what happened to that woman. She deserved to get fired. You don't ever do that to somebody. I can imagine maybe 2 weeks later or whatever, the fact that any hospital was so concerned that they were going to get their money and that my mother was going to die and they weren't going to ever hear from me again. I mean, first of all, like, maybe that happens to them. I don't know. But it's insanity to me today. And you know, I look at that with people that, thank God my mother had the HIP plan. Thank God she did. I don't know what I would have done. You know, and like, I can't even imagine people going through that where they are like, I don't know what I'm going to do for this bill. I mean, hospital bills are so outrageous. They are so expensive. And so, I mean, doctor's appointments are so outrageous. You know, medical care is so outrageous in our country. And, I don't know, the whole thing just makes me really, really sad. Makes me so sad, you know, when I think about it. But, you know, that was one of the things that we, like, was drained into our heads when I was getting my master's degree, was the humanity of the client, you know, of who you're working with. Like, you cannot see them as them and you. Like, you can't. You need to see them as you're one of them. Like, this could happen to you. And the best social workers that I ever met with were the ones, like, there was a great scene in, there's a great scene in the movie St. Elmo's Fire where that I can't remember what her name was, but anyway, Mayor Winningham or whatever, she's like a social worker, and she's like, have you filled out any applications this week? And the woman's like, just give me my check. And she goes, you know, we need to make sure that you're following out work and whatever. And she goes, just give me my check. And the girl, and so she's like, okay. And she's like, starts handing her a check over, and the woman looks at her and she goes, you know, you get yourself some hot clothes and you get yourself a man, you won't be worried about this shit anymore. Talking about her job as being a social worker, you know? And, like, you kind of like, I don't know. That job humanized, you know, being a social worker humanized the shit out of me, I think. It made me realize parts about myself that I never really realized before. It made me realize that, but for the grace of God, there go I, you know, that, you know, my life could be so different had I been born to a different family in a different area. I mean, it's all just about that, right? Like, and when we, you know, get haughty or we get, entitled, you know, it's really like, who are we to get that way when, you know, like I said, but for the grace of God, I mean, it could be any of us that are going through whatever tragedy somebody's going through, you know? I don't know. I feel like Tanya and I were driving through here the other day, and back in the day when we were driving through here, there was this restaurant that I love to go to. I'm driving through Fishers, Indiana right now, and it's the Nickel Plate, and it closed down, and recently, but all of that back there is where Woofstock was built up. And I looked at Tanya and I go, just look. And she goes, I know, right? And I go, this used to be nothing. She goes, I just had this realization the other day. And I said, I feel like over here, it's like they have 3 hotels going up over here because of IKEA. And I said, I feel like they're just constantly building and building. I mean, why do we need 3 hotels for IKEA, you know? I said, I feel like they're just constantly building and building and building and building. Like, do we need any more crap? Do we need any more strip malls or apartments or any of this stuff, I mean, it just is sad to me. It's just like, we keep on just building and building and building and building and building. Can we just like stop for some, you know, for a moment? Oh. I need to go home and take the dogs out and stuff. I can't believe I vlogged so much already. I've almost vlogged, well, did I start at, what did I say, like 7:20 something? So it's been like almost an hour exactly. That's kind of crazy. I didn't think I was gonna vlog that long tonight. Let me pull in here, my husband keeps on texting me. All right. I actually brought 2 batteries. I had one in my pocket, but I put it in my thing. So I'm gonna go head home and let the doggies out and look up this trip stuff. It'd be kind of fun to go to Miami for a couple days. I really like this friend of Alex's too. Well, I like her whole family. Alex's family is really good friends with her family. So we've like done a lot with her brother and sister, the brothers and sister and mom through the years. We know them really well too. But like they all lived here and then like one by one, like they moved. So yeah, like all of this over here, like look, like see this over here was nothing. There was nothing in there. And I was like, Tanya, back in the day, that was just the library. That's all that was. She's like, oh, I know. Oh, I know. She's so funny. Anyway. Well, listen, you guys, I think I'm going to end this now. Since I'm almost at an hour. I might be like right at exactly an hour. I don't know how long I've gone now. But anyway, I'm going to end this now. I wonder how long I have gone. Let's see. 23 and a half and 23 and a half is 46, 47. Will this be a couple minutes shy of an hour? Is there any other story I can tell to make it over an hour so it's like a TV show? If this was a TV show, what would my TV show be called? I mean, Peter Vlogs would not be like a good name for a TV show, right? God, I wish I had a TV show. That would be so fun. But then I'd have to move to LA, and LA destroys everybody. I mean, it kind of really does. So anyway, I'm just going to end this now. If it's at 58 minutes or 57 minutes or 59 minutes, it is what it is. I hope you guys, I can't believe I got my vlog done early tonight. I get to listen to my audiobook and relax with the pups and all that kind of stuff. So I hope you guys are having, and my headache is better now, my migraine. I mean, it's dull, and still there, but it's not as bad as it was, and I feel better. So anyway, I hope you guys are having an amazing, what is tomorrow? Thursday. Unless you have other plans, but like I always say, do not have other plans. Make the most of your day. Enjoy it. Do something fun. Do something different today. Do something Halloweeny. Oh my God, it's Halloweener. Anyway, do something fun. Do something different. And yeah, you're exchanging a day of your life for it, and remember, life is not a dress rehearsal. Tell one other person that today. You should say to them, you know, life is not a dress rehearsal. Did you know that? If you tell your kids, they probably won't like that very much. They'll be like, Mom! But anyway, and if no one else has told you this today, I love you. Make sure that you believe that in your heart, and that you believe that you love yourself as well. I think it's important. We need to love ourselves and treat ourselves better. Make sure that you look at yourself every day in the mirror and say, I love you, you are valuable, and really believe it. Really, really believe it. And do your positive affirmations about yourself every day and your gratitude list. And most importantly, you know, make sure that you pass it on to somebody else and let them know how important they are to you. And yeah, just, you know, if you're driving through Starbucks, say, you know what, I really appreciate you making my coffee every day. You are awesome barista. And if you see somebody, you know, at the grocery store, just say like, hey, I like your blouse. You look really pretty today. Or call up a friend, call up your grandma or whoever, an old friend, and say, hey, I missed you. And thank you for being in my life. So anyway, yeah, we got to pass it on to somebody else. Got to pass the love on. Keep the love, I was gonna say the love train. Family friendly. Keep the love train going. Keep the love going around and around. That corn is so high. It's spooky scary. The corn is as high as an elephant's eye. I love you, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Love ya. Love ya. Love ya, love ya, love ya.